Hey guys, welcome back. Just wanted to give a quick shout out to our new subscribers. Thanks for joining. Hope I can be of some kind of service for you. So today I just wanted to kind of go over item sorters and give you some of the basic guidelines for them so you can actually build them a couple of different ways here. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So as you can see, we've got three different item sorters already set up here. We'll go over this lime green one first. This is sort of the standard setup that you mostly see out there. This is I'm only using the white wool, lime green wool, and the blue wool for like redstone layout sections. It's a sort of personal preference. I do that with a lot of things for redstone. So ignore that if you want to. But the item sorters, this one's got three lines of redstone, as you can see, and the torch is under the comparator. So anytime that the redstone line gets all the way to this last block, it will fire the redstone torch, allowing items to fall through here. As you can see, we've already got some iron in these, and this is the normal setup that you would have in your hopper that leads into your comparator. You'll have 44 items that you'd actually want to rename so that anybody in your world doesn't accidentally mess with it in some way. And if you send an item through yourself and it happens to be labeled the same entity block that you have here in these, it's going to just stack in here, and that's not great because it's going to break your machine. So you want to actually name all these to unusable is what I like to name them to, or something else that doesn't already have a name in the game. And then your first slot, you're going to want whatever item it is that you want to have sorted into that specific chest through this one hopper. Because even though these hoppers are facing different directions, this one's facing off to the left, this one's facing into the comparator, and this one's facing into the chest, gravity will do its thing. So you'd actually put something in the top, it would fall into this hopper, and then it would fall into this hopper if there's nothing that it's connected to the top one. So it would just fall straight down. And then because it can't go into the comparator, it'll just fall straight down again. And so what we want is just iron ingots in here, and then it'll fill this chest. So I'll just grab some iron here and then show you. So if we just stick a whole stack in there, you'll see that it's already deleting itself into here, and then it falls into here as well. And as you can see, the redstone torch is off because the redstone dust is being lit up all the way down. And so it's allowing it to go through. And so once we come to the end here, we'll make this a little quicker. So we got 6. There we go. You'll see the redstone torch comes back on because there's no more items that need to be sorted through it. And then if we were to take, let's say, any other block that's not an iron ingot and try to stick it in here, it just will not fall through. As you can see, they just sit there. Alright, so that's how this first one works. This is your standard setup, like I said, 44 items here that you're going to rename, and then the one item you want sorted. But there are two other ways you could build this. You can build it even shorter. This is about as short as you can get on it, but that's only got 2 redstone dust here instead of the 3. And then again, it does trigger into a redstone torch, only this time the torch is over this hopper. So this hopper will actually release the items, but it still won't take anything that's not this first item, right? Again, though, you don't want to use a named item in the game. You want to change these, but this one has 21 items in these last slots here. So we'd go from 21 differently named blocks here, plus this one here is 22. So the entire hopper has 22. This entire hopper actually has 45. So we'll just get a stack of green wool here, and then we'll stick some up in the top here. And as you can see, they are just sort of falling into here, and then they drop into the chest. But again, you can see it's lighting up the repeater, and then it shuts off the torch. And so that's just how it works. We'll take them out of there, let that finish up, and then you'll see this torch will come back on, locking the hopper in place again. Still only maintains 1. This one still only maintains the 22. Just to show you again that the top one won't take anything that's not what it should be. As you can see, none of them are moving. Hopper's locked because this this redstone line doesn't get expanded until an item drops into this second hopper going into the comparator, and it has to be a green piece of wool. Okay, so then let's move over to this last build here. And as you can see, it's a lot longer, which isn't great, right? That's not space saving. So what we have set up here is this many of our unusable items plus one that we do want sorted. And it's like 132, I believe, there. And so we come down, we'll take that out, stick an iron in there, take these out. So if we get some more iron and then we just stick it in this top hopper here, you'll see that they do fall through. They fall through, and because it is sending enough signal all the way out to this last one, you're getting the torch turned off again because the power is making it through. But again, this is 5 redstone dust compared to the 3 or even the 2 down there. So as you can see, once it stops flowing items out, then we don't have enough signal to reach the torch, and so the whole thing stops. And so that's pretty much the basic builds of these item sorters. I recommend using this one if you can, because it's a lot less items that need to go in the second hopper here, versus definitely that one, but also this one, which is still, 45 items total. So next up is building one. If you don't need to build one, you don't need to watch the tutorial to build one, then I do appreciate you taking the time to stop by and watch the video. Alright guys, let's get right into it. So for this tutorial, you're going to need at least 3 items that you want to sort, and then because we're only sorting 3 items here, we're only going to need 8 chests. That includes an input, output for the items, plus an extra output for random things that aren't going to be sorted. You're only going to need 3 comparators, 3 redstone repeaters, 3 redstone torches, and 6 redstone dust. If you're going to use more than just 3 items to sort, again, you will need 1 each of these, except for the redstone dust. You'll need at least 2 extra of those per item sorting chest. Then, because we're only sorting 3 items in this tutorial, we only need the 8 chests. We only need 10 hoppers. Again, you will need more than these blocks here. You only need 1 anvil. This is the only thing you will need 1 of. In case it breaks, then you might need another one, but for this tutorial, this is all we're going to be using. Alright, so to begin with, you want to have an input chest. So we will go ahead and build up 2, 3. Let's say our input chest is going to be right here. What we want to do is go down under it, one space in between here, and then we want to find whichever direction is available for us to go. That's the direction we would want to make the hopper face. So let's say we're going to go this way with all of these spare items that don't get sorted. So then we'll just place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and we'll just leave it like facing that way. And then we can just run hoppers from that chest backwards, right? So all the nozzles are facing into that direction to get into that chest. So we can break all of these here. Then what we'll want to do here is create the comparator region in the back. So I always like to have this face away from the way my input chest is facing. So you'll, on the second block below the chest and behind it, 1 block, you're going to place a comparator, and then you're going to create this type of shape with it, which is just 1 block on the same level and then 1 block lower than it, and that's where your redstone dust is going to go, like so. And then you're going to want to place 1 block under the comparator here, with a redstone repeater running in between the 2 blocks, one with redstone dust and then one that's under the comparator's block there. And then we've got the redstone torch right on the other side of the redstone repeater, same block. So now what we want to do is line up some hoppers here, and we'll have 1 hopper running into the comparator, just like that. As you can see, the nozzle's running into it. And then we're going to have a chest out here let's say it's like right here, and then you just have your hopper running into that chest from there, and we can break those. And so that's basically the entire setup right there. Now we'll just want to rename our items and then have it sort something. So we'll go ahead and swap those out, go to the anvil, and then we're just going to rename all of this wax block of copper to unusable. Same with the other blocks that we have. Unusable. And now that we have our items that we can put in there called unusable, you want to go into the hopper with the comparator attached to it. And you're going to go ahead and place 1, 2, 3 here in the first section. And then you're going to go up to 18 in this very last space, like that. The other option you could do is go like 4, 4, 4, and then 2 or 2 and 4, 4, 4, something like that. Doesn't have to be exactly this way, so long as there are 21 unusable items in this hopper, and then 1 item that you do want sorted. So then if we test that, we can just drop 1 piece of iron ingot right in there, and that should drop it into this one. Sure does. And then we can just throw another one in there, and we should get 1 in our double chest. Sure do. So that's how you know that the system is working, and so all you have to do is repeat those steps for any additional chests that you want to have stuff into. So we'll go ahead and place our hoppers into all of these comparators, and then we will create our chests in the front here. And I like to have them facing all the same way, like so. Then we'll just have our hoppers running into those. And in order to do this, make sure you're holding shift, otherwise it's just going to open the chest. But there you go, we've got our hoppers in there. And now we can line out the rest of this. It's a little difficult to get the redstone repeaters in there last, so you might want to start with that first, if not pretty close to first. We can just do that, and then we get our redstone dust, redstone torch, and then we're going to redstone dust all of this back here, and then we're going to put torches on all of this right here. Alright, and so now we've got torches under hoppers, we've got hoppers into comparators, we've got redstone dust running down the back side with a repeater on the very bottom there. And that is our entire sorter. So now we just need to rename all the items that we need to put into the second hopper. Since mine's already done, I don't really have to go rename these, but you will want to rename yours. And then we will put 1 cobblestone, 2 cobblestone to get 1 more right in here. And then we will place 2, 3, and then there with 1, 2 dirt. And I made 4 in this tutorial instead of 3 like I was talking about. So we will just go ahead and fill this one up too. Why not? 1, 2. Keep in mind that you cannot fill these hoppers with anything that's not stackable. It needs to be something stackable. It can't be a bucket of water, it can't be a bucket of lava, and it can't be you know, anything like that. Swords, anything like that. It has to be a stackable item. But if we throw literally everything else in there, see that we've got the iron filling. We've got cobblestone next. Something to keep in mind is this is as fast as it will go. So if you happen to leave the chunk and all of this gets unloaded, it will basically freeze in position, and when you come back to that chunk, it will continue sorting the items. So that's it. It's done with the sorting. So let's check it out. We've got iron. We've got cobblestone. Oh, if we somehow have an unusable block in there. We've got dirt. And we've got redstone dust. So this item sorter is working as it should be. And no problems. And here should be everything else. Even the unstackable items. So something to keep in mind if you happen to want to load more things, because this will get full with the one chest pretty quick, especially if you start leaving the chunk area and you come back, is to make your double chest a little bit wider. You can put your chest over the hoppers, the first two, or you can put your double chest over just the one. It doesn't matter. And it can face any direction and this will still work. It doesn't have to be just that one way. So that's our build. It is expandable. You can go anywhere you want. It can turn corners. All you have to do is build it correctly in the redstone area, and then you can turn it whichever way you want. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. And if you're new, make sure to hit that subscribe button, as there will be future content for you. Thanks. Have a great day.